I skipped the intro screen. My B. It's been a shitty day. But that's okay, because we're going to play some KSP and forget about all of our little problems for a while. Oh, hold left shift for times 10. Huh. That's interesting. Alright. So, before we get going too far, let's... we got cosmic ray science that we can get. And biological sample 2. What is biological sample 2? That's not going to get us much science. We might be in trouble here. We might be in trouble here. We might be in trouble here. I thought there was more biological samples to get. But there's not even one full credit worth. I guess what we can do... Hey! I'm early to the stream. Started 2 minutes ago. You were the first one in the stream. You know what? And since you're the first one, we're going to pin your message. Yeah, we might be in trouble here, Kerbal. We might be in trouble here. I have backed myself into a pretty bad corner. Experimental parts. What experimental parts? Hold on. What experimental parts? Oh, okay. That's fine. I don't think the solar panels are doing us a whole lot of good anyway. We are in a lot of trouble on this playthrough. I have very little hope that that we'll be able to fix this. Very little hope. So the problem is that we spent too long focusing on contracts and completing programs, and now we don't have enough science to do much of anything. So we need science to unlock the new tracking station. We need the new tracking station to get more science. This one. Because for some reason we're not transmitting any science. Nerds! Hey, good morning, Tweaky. I'm not first. Nope, you're late, Taz. But you have a mod badge, so I mean... 50-50, right? But yeah, what I was just saying is I don't think we're going to be able to... I think we're going to have to restart this playthrough or at least load a much older save file. Because I've made a terrible mistake by focusing too much on contracts and not enough on science. So what we're doing here is we're simulating this flight, not to find out if it'll work, but to find out if we can... We need like 5 to 10 science credits in order to fix this mistake. And truth be told... Yeah, you'll take it. We all know you'll take it. But truth be told, I don't know if upgrading the tracking station is definitely going to fix our problem of not being able to transmit science. So... we may be in a bit of a pickle. And I've already tried to restart multiple times off camera. And, yeah. I just don't know if I have the brain power to do RP1. Civ 6 finally got the Anthropology expansion pack last night. I've heard really good things about Civ 6. It's gonna, and I think it's gonna end up on my wish list. I've heard really good things about 6. No, not so much about 7. More Assassin's Creed 2. I'm modeling an ADA, you're an ADA tier? An ADA third? I don't know what that word is. More Assassin's Creed. An adapter. Oh, an adapter. Got it. That makes more sense. My brain couldn't handle that typo. I've had a long day, guys. It's been a rough day since yesterday. And it continued this morning. But that's okay. We will persist. See, we're getting some science. It's probably from the science court. We're just not broadcasting it fast enough is the problem. So I'm wondering if recovering it might help. Because we need about 8 science, I think. I can't remember for sure. We need some science to unlock the tracking station. If I can gather the science to unlock the tracking station, it may fix the problem of not... I don't know how to make it transmit faster is the issue. Because we're only... I don't know... 0.5 bits? That can't be good. But I'm hoping this biological samples, because it says 44. 0.5 out of 44 left. I'm thinking, unless I'm reading this completely wrong. But the mass spectrometer ain't doing a whole lot. And the video imaging here is not doing a whole lot. Hey, Blue, what are you doing this stream? We are trying to figure out if we can get ourselves out of the hole that we've dug here. I have dug a negative science hole that's not doing so hot. Yeah, that's 23 hours total, though. So what it is if we can just get like 8 science back to Kerbin, or back to Earth, we can upgrade the tracking station. And upgrading the tracking station will tell me if we're going to be able to fix this problem on a long-term basis. Because I know right now we're about 6 to 8 years behind schedule. We're almost 10 years behind schedule. We should have been doing orbital launches in like 1955, 1956. And now we're... Hold on. We're in 1965. We should be well into lunar operations by now. But the problem is like, for example, if you look here, I don't know. Right here. Oh, wait, that's... See? I don't know. 0.6 science. Yeah, I just don't know exactly what I've done so wrong, and I think it's because I focused on contracts. I focused way too much on contracts instead of just launching vessels to collect science. But it's so little science that I'm like, I feel like if I launched a vessel to get 0.1 science, I would have to launch, what, 10 vessels to get 1 science? That's a substantial monetary investment. So I don't know exactly what I'm doing wrong in the big picture of things. But we're doing this simulation to find out how much science exactly we might get from if we decide to launch this. Yeah, I don't even know. Because I wouldn't mind taking off a few sciences to make it last longer. Alright. But there's so much that I don't understand. Like, if I go into here and I go... Where did I find it? I found it. Where did I... Avionics? No. Ah, communication, right here. So, antenna is enabled. Transmission power. I can't do tech level. I don't know what that is or where to unlock that at. Probably need more science. I have UHF and VHF, and I'm not sure which one of them's better. It doesn't seem like it changes anything. If I turn the power up, we start eating way more electricity. Active transmission time. I don't know what the best for this is. Then the other thing is we have other antennas we could throw on here. So if I throw the other antennas on here, does it change anything? That's UHF. Default transmission power is 30 decibels. I don't know what that is. Deci something, I'm assuming. Antenna planning. And I also don't know how to use any of this. Primary vessel. Pier ground station. Those are all at 40 decimeters. I don't know what dBm and DSM. dBm. I don't know what dBm is. I don't know what any of this means, is the problem. MSFN, I don't know what MSFN means. NIPG, KSAT. I really don't understand this. What if I just... What if I just do that? No connection? But 1,000 kilometers, we're orbiting at 200,000 kilometers. Huh. I just don't know. Let's simulate this, I guess. I really need to fix this in the VAB. I need to try to keep an eye on how much science this gathers. I also need to know how far downrange we're going. Yeah, I'm starting to feel a little defeated here because there's so much complex crap that I just don't understand. I like the idea of the RP1 progression. I do. And I'm enjoying myself enough to where I'm still addicted to the game. But it's starting to get really frustrating not being able to figure it out. And I don't think adding the solar panels did much good for our power. we gonna start blowing stuff up now? Yep. Of course we are. I really don't know what to do. Because I feel like if I add a fairing, then I'm losing all the delta V. And we're even with upping our transmission stuff, we're still only getting 1.1 credit. I don't know what to do here, guys. I don't know why this isn't running. Is it because I'm not high enough? It has science to get. I don't know. I don't know if there's a way to see if... So if I... Hold on, we have 1 hour and 30 minutes. So if I disable that, didn't do anything. If I disable that, doesn't do anything. If I disable that, doesn't do anything. So how am I supposed to get science then? Does this have science? See what I mean? We're not even gonna get a full science point out of this. I might have to, I mean, I don't know what to do. If you click info, it shows you the situation it needs to run. Click info. Okay, so if I go... Forced run. Oh, I don't know. So... Info. So the eccentricity is too... Hmm. So it needs to just be a higher apoapsis, I'm assuming? So what about this one? So there's just no video imaging to get right here? Is that how I'm reading this? I've collected 1.7 out of 1.7. I'm so confused. Maybe I'm just really not smart enough for this. Huh. I guess if there's no other option, I'm just gonna have to launch fucking 20 rockets. Probably closer to 40. Maybe RP1 is just too much. Yeah, you have collected all of the science for that experiment in that situation. So it would probably be better just to take them off then. I can take off the video imaging and the mass spectrometry, and that'll save us some battery and some weight. Alright. Let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can do. First of all, what? Why? Just take the antenna, stupid. I don't think the solar panels are actually doing us any good. And then we need a parachute to recover all of this. Configure experiments. Alright, so it was the TV camera. And the mass spectrometer, I think. I wonder, though. Let's see if we can pour some science out of that. Oh my goodness. Actually, there we go. We'll do this. What's our battery look like? Where's my configure avionics? There's no way I have 3,000. Oh, wait, that's because I expanded it. Let's do 750. Now take this off. How do I only have an hour? That's not right. That can't be right. There's no way that's right. You're telling me. Where was it? You're telling me that 750 kilo... You know what? Hold on. Let's try. Apply and preserve dimension. Hold on. How is that even possible? I only have an hour and 24 minutes of electricity? Something's not right here. Something's not doing something. I don't know. I just added a literal shit ton more electricity. And it's only an hour and 24 minutes. I think something's wrong in the game. There's no way. All right, so an hour and 24 minutes. All right, let's say an hour and 24 minutes. Let's say 1, 2, 3. That's insanity. How am I using that much electricity? It's only going to be alive for 2 hours. Hold on. So... Hold on. No, let's do this the easy way. Don't save. Mark IV. Okay. Take that off for a minute. That's an hour and 37 minutes. Okay. Okay. So The avionics take a ton, I guess. Oh, I don't know what to do. I don't think the solar panels are worth having. They're only producing 28 watts. Alright, hold on. Let's reconfigure these. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Do that. Do that. Oh, wait. We gotta put this back on. Yes, you have collected Apollo, so you fixed us all. Yes, and Luke, I figured out what the issue was. So, this is a balloon tank, and the balloon tanks are lighter than the isogrid tanks. So the thing is we fixed that problem, so we can get into orbit now. The issue now is we can't transmit from orbit. And I'm starting to feel like I'm too stupid to figure it out. Because solar panels are not doing anything. So, like, if I take and do this, we've only got an hour and 30 minutes. An hour and 38 minutes worth of electricity. So, I feel like the choice is... I feel like the choice here is, yeah, we need more science, but I can't figure out how to get more science. I genuinely cannot figure this out. Because we need more electricity. But no amount of electricity that I put in this thing is helping. So I'm not sure what to do. Allows you to choose different shapes. Oh my goodness. So 81. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. 81. Hold on. Not that small. Okay, so what if I take this off, and this off? And then I take, what is it? Alt? Shift? I think it's Alt. Hour 33, so hold on. Solar panels is 19.4, so if I put... Yeah, I don't think we will ever... I don't think we're ever going to cover almost 300 watts. maybe these are just better solar panels? So that gets us almost 2 hours. Let's... Which one am I looking for? This one. Alright, so what's my current delta V? 1644. So what happens if I do this? 1, 2, 3, just to see. I mean, we lost 10 meters per second. So let's close that. And this is without a parachute and the biological sample. But... Huh. Let's... I don't really want to do that. Definitely don't want that. Definitely don't want that. That one might not be bad. Oh, chat, sorry. Yeah, so that's the problem we're coming into, is that we need science to, we need science to get science, is I think what... Let's simulate it and see what it does, I guess. But honestly, like I was saying earlier, dude, Luke, I'm starting to really feel like I just don't have the chops for RP1. I don't seem to be able to figure, I can't seem to be able to figure it out. Little bit of time warp. Definitely discouraging. And the sad part is I'm not ready to give up, but I kind of feel silly. And that's okay. Just keep on kerming. Yeah. Palliser, you've got this. I believe in you, and you and me can... Yeah, we can do it. I'm just... Well, there goes all the solar panels. So, the solar panels are a no-go. We know that now. I'm also probably getting quite a bit of atmospheric drag off the parachute. We'll fix that. Oops, I didn't want to do that. Well, that's one step farther away from moon landing, yeah. You're not wrong. I'm also wondering what we changed. We have plenty of electricity. But how... what? Oh. Oh! I found a hotkey! Ha! Alright. Turns out M is map. Who knew? Connection timed out. We might want to do retrograde. Because what I'm trying to avoid, it's not going to help us much if we have to launch 44 different rockets in order to get all the science. But we don't have a way to get 23 hours worth of electricity. So let's... So, yeah, we might get one science for this flight. Let's see if it can survive entry. So many Columbias and Challengers, yeah. Wait, didn't know. No, I didn't know that, Kerbal. Believe it or not, I'm still learning the controls for the keyboard. RP1 is hard as it is, but imagine how hard it is with space shuttles. Oh my god. I still haven't wrapped my head around how to build a space plane. Alright, so... let's try to slow us down with a little bit of RCS, because there's no point in saving that. Yeah, so for the first 430 hours of KSP that I've ever played, the first 430 hours was on PS5. And I did know all the hotkeys on the controls on PS5. I'm still discovering new controls on PC. And it's hard for me to believe we don't have a connection. We're not even 100 kilometers up. We're about to lose our RCS. And our sounding payload. And our parachute. Alright. That's a failure. We don't have heat shields. I just don't know what to do. Let's cancel out all these, because I think all these have the ISO grid tank, which can't reach orbit. We'll open the Mark IV as it was. Close this. Close that. I mean, the only thing I can think to do is just do the contracts. Because I can do this contract with this machine. Let's ditch the solar panels. They don't do anything. Or at least they don't do nearly enough. I could make this a little bit smaller. This is a balloon tank, right? Yep, that's the balloon tank. Let's just make sure this can do the contract. Can we not use fairings? Yeah, but the problem is the fairings add a lot of weight, and it'll make it to where we can't get into orbit. Because right now we're barely making orbit, which is fine. Because the problem is that when we make it to orbit, we're not transmitting enough science. We're barely getting any science. So once this launch is simulation is done, I'll show you. But in order to get a signal, I think we have to upgrade the tracking station. But I'm not 100% sure if that'll even fix the problem. It might, but it might not. Now the problem is that I was so fixated on just doing contracts that I got behind on gathering science. So now we're in a position where I need science, and I always thought the plan up to this point was once we get into orbit, I can just load a bunch of science in and throw it into orbit, and it'll be in orbit for a day, and I'll get a day's worth of science, and everybody would be happy, and I would have science, the Kerbals would be happy, and that would be great. But I found out that once we get to orbit, we're not transmitting any of the science home. We're transmitting like 0.1 credits worth of science. Like right now, we're gathering a little bit of video imaging and a little bit of mass spectrometer. But what I don't understand, maybe I really wish that it would just take these numbers and show me only what this vessel has. Only what this vessel has. Because I think this 1.7 is the total number of mass spectrometry science that we've collected so far. I think that's how I'm reading it. But right now, for this entire launch, we've only got 0.1 science. And then once we get up into an orbital altitude, we're not going to transmit any more. And that's the problem I'm having, is how do I increase the amount that I can transmit without losing battery? Because I think if I configure the communications to transmit more, then we end up having like 10 minutes worth of battery life. So I kind of stuck myself in a corner. And if we put a fairing on it, that would protect the solar panels, but the solar panels are outputting, or the total number of watts that we're consuming is a little over 300 watts. And the solar panels we have available are only producing about 70 watts. So they're not producing enough wattage to cover what we're using. So it's basically, it slows it down a little bit, but it takes it from, like, for example, an hour and 22 minutes to an hour and 30 minutes. So it's not enough to justify doing it. If we put the fairing on, then we lose the ability to make orbit. So then the solar panels become pointless anyway. All right, we have our orbit. So that's, see right there, contract complete. That easy. But now if you notice, we don't have any signal. So any science that we might gather out here, which we're not gathering any science anyway, but all the science we did gather, none of it's being transmitted right now. So it's going to be lost with this vessel. Once we blow this vessel up, because it's only got a little bit of electric charge left. So if we decide to let that electric charge run out, all right, cool. But hold on, is there, what's this one? Toolbar controller. How do I change the McJeb? Which one of these is McJeb, by the way? Is it this one? Nope. This one? Nope. This one? Nope. McJeb right there. How do I change your settings, McJeb? Right here. There we go. Actually, I like that. I like that over there a lot more. Okay. Can I turn it back on? What if... Nope, 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 nope. Okay. Nope. Oh, man. There we go. Okay. I like this being over here way more. There's nothing over here for it to interfere with. So... Okay. Huh. Well, we fixed that. That's a step forward, right? But without signal. And there's the battery. Battery? Yep, battery. All right. So we can do the contract. Fix the transmission center. The one that says MJ. Yeah, yeah, I was looking for it. I figured it out. Alright, so first, this has to go all the way down here. And then we're going to save that. So now, first things first, configure experiments. And I want to see the delta V on this. So 9951. If I take this off, 9955, that really didn't change a whole lot. 9963, okay. All right, we're gonna leave that there. Green. Red. And gold. Okay. We've got the Union Jack up here. I don't think we need to add any more writing to it. I think that looks good. Alright, so save this. What we're going to do is put this into the plan. Oh, wait. I always forget this part. This one? No. Which one? Why am I having such a hard time remembering tool all? Purchase all tooling. So that's done. Add to plans. Integrate that one. Now, I wonder. All right, so that's done. Let's get rid of that. Maybe we pull one of the Ashtions out of retirement. Maybe advanced biological capsule. Let's see what this. I can't remember what this Ashton's capable of. Alright. We can't use McJeb for this. So, what's this? Why is that fairing? Oh man, this staging is messed up, so hold on. Revert. This staging is a mess. Always check your staging, children. Always check your staging. Alright, so. Engine fires. That goes. That goes. Those go. That goes. Well, maybe that's not messed up then. I just forgot how it was supposed to be. Alright, so smartass is no use. Ascent guidance is no use. We don't need that. I forgot how cool this looked. Do you have an antenna dish, communication unit, anything that can transmit in orbit? I don't think so. We have 2 antennas unlocked, but putting either one of them on didn't really help. So I'm wondering if it's the antenna settings, because there is a thing called the antenna planner, that I really don't know what it is or how to use it. When I Googled it, Google said to upgrade the tracking station, or the whatever forum I was reading. I think it was a Reddit. I think it was a Kerbal RP1 Reddit. And everyone was saying, just upgrade the tracking station. But once I finish this simulation, because I forgot that I was going to do this anyway, I'll go show you the tech tree. I forgot how to fly the Ashton. Hey, it all worked out though. You spin me right round, baby, right round, like a record, baby, right round, round, round. Send a Coke can up with one on it, make an orbital network, or, I don't know how that works, Luke, because I don't have relay dishes, all I have is antennas. Alright, so what I want to do, pin that. Oh wait, it's not going to transmit science anyway, because this is all, water. I have perpetual water. That's interesting. Yeah, we got 0.2 science off of that, or whatever that ended up being. Hold on. Can I... I can't even see how much I have. Okay. Cool beans. Alright. So this isn't the best idea. So let me show you what we're working with on this side. So if I go here, long-range communication, this is the one we need. This gives us a more powerful antenna, more communication technology, which is what we need right now, but it also gives us a level 2 tracking station. So these three things right here would solve all of our problems. And we were supposed to unlock this between 1957 and 1958. Now, the other thing that I really, really need... I mean, I guess I need everything. But I really need these heat shields. Because if I could get those heat shields, I could send up a biological sample and an early film camera up into high orbit, or a high space trajectory, a suborbital trajectory, but in high space. And we could survive the re-entry and collect the samples. But this is an absolute necessity, so we need 3 more science points to unlock this. So if I could just get my fingertips into 3 more science points, that's all we need, is 3 more science points, and I think this problem would fix itself. Alright, so the Ashton isn't the best for this job. This is the Ashton 4. Yeah, see, this is the one with the ISO grid tank. The ISO grid tank, see the big difference? We lost over 1,000 meters per second by switching that to the ISO grid tank. So this is a bad design. What about this one? Ow. Oh, what is in my eye? Oh my goodness, an eyelash just tried to kill me. Now, the crazy part is this one is on the same level. So wait a minute. This is, oh, total, yeah. 8240. 8240. Yeah, they're not that far off from each other, really. They're really not that far off from each other. Alright, so let's do a Mark V so I don't overwrite the save file. So, if I take this and I put an advanced biological sample right there, that fits nice, but hold on. Let's do a little bit of wheeling and dealing here. Let's take this. Like that. Oh, look at how much more DV we got out of that. Maybe we're onto something here. Avionics. Oh! Whoa there, Betsy. Oh, come on. I forgot to lock it. Let's pin that. Move it over here. So 8. We need about 8 tons. Controllable mass, 8 tons. And let's do 500. Okay, so we might get some cosmic ray science. And then let's close that. Because what we can do, let's put this back up here. Okay, that makes more sense. It didn't have the batteries in it, that's why. Okay. Okay, I understand. But what if I ISO grid tank? Can I not just... Oh, there's the utilization. Can I not just... Okay, so the balloon tank is all or nothing. Okay, that's something that's good to know. Because what I'm wondering is if I just underfill this tank, because we're not going to go for an orbit, we need to just get the biological sample. Hold on, let's just go take a peek. Let's just take a peek at what it can do. Once we get that last communication node, Luke, we're gonna be rocking and rolling with it. That last node, ascent guidance. That last node. So let's see about current. There we go. Ascent settings. Just double check. Okay. I think that looks all good. Boop, 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 boop. Okay. Let's do 150. 150. All right. Let's see what this does. Oh, did I? Why? Why did that just happen? Why? Story of my life. Why? This, then this. Okay, so why did it stage through everything? Because once we get that next communication tech node, what? What is going on here? Restart simulation. PVG settings, ascend settings. I don't know. Okay, hold on. I don't want early shut off. How did that get a thing? Okay. Support hot staging, maybe? Engage autopilot. Okay. Maybe? Alright, I think we're going. Anyway, what I've been trying to say for the last 5 minutes, and I keep getting distracted, is that once we get that tech node unlocked for the communications, absolutely the next issue we have to solve in order to put up relay satellites is the electricity problem. Because we don't want to spend the money to put up satellites that are only going to last an hour. Can we get just a few more science points? Or are we going to blow up our parachute? Yep. What the fuck good is a parachute on the nose if you can't fucking take off on it? Jesus criminy. Alright. If it's not one problem, it's another. Alright. I don't feel like that stage was out of fuel yet. All right, so this is a pretty good situation. If we had the parachute, what's our electricity at? Well, still only 38 minutes. I'm going to let this go for a minute because I want to see how much science this is going to gather. Because if we could just put a parachute on there, then maybe we could just flip around and use that last SRB to deorbit. That might be the key for that. But I'd like to know how much science we're going to collect out of it. Total science transmitted 0. That's fine. It doesn't tell us total science, though. Hold on. Let's just see what it does. See what it does. Give it a chance. Nah, I snuck off to the bathroom while you guys weren't looking. Nobody even noticed. All right. So, let's do some time warp. We only got 4 minutes left. I mean, 2 science is not a almost 2 science. That's not bad. We can increase the amount of electricity by a little bit. Come on. We still don't have any cosmic ray science, though. Huh, that's weird. I figured it would be at least 0.1 by now. But it is 115 days, so maybe we can ditch the cosmic ray science, because nothing we can build right now is gonna touch that. But the biological samples, I wonder what would happen if we put 2 biological samples. Let's go take a peek, see at something real quick. Hello, gentlemen. San, welcome in. Thank you so much for dropping in again, dude. We are trying not to despair. All right, so this was a bad idea. This was just a bad idea. So, what can we do to fix that bad idea? And I also now see why having McJeb over here is a bad idea. All right. Boop, 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 boo. I don't really see a... oh, it's just a smaller version, I guess? That's weird. Can I get rid of it? Oh my goodness, hold on. I understand why putting it over there is a bad idea now. There we go. Alright. A random dude sweared to my comment. What? Oh, a random dude answered your comment? Is that what you mean to say? Because if someone in the chat's swearing at you, I'll ban them. I'll ban them so freaking hard. Alright, I guess we're just gonna have to live with it for now. How do I get this to go away now? There. Now it went away. Alright. So, let's put this back to smooth cone. Did I lose configure? We'll up the electricity a bit. Okay. Oh wait, we needed this open still. Configure experiments. So, radiation detector. Is there a... Hold on. I know there is. Hold on. I know there's a way. I just don't know if there's a way to do it in the VAB. Honestly, I don't think I see myself playing RP1 anytime soon. It just seems a little too complicated. It is, Kerbal. It most definitely is. It is. It is. I can't even say it enough. It is. Alright, so... the biological samples, I think, have a lot of potential. Current data. So what is the difference between the science and the current data value? Sort by science. Is this the science that we've collected? So if I take the current data value at 2.52, does that mean I get 2.52 science from it? That's worth investigating. I do not own RDR2, San. I own it on PlayStation 5, but I don't own it on PC. Otherwise, I would gladly play it with you. What was I just doing? Oh, yeah, that's right. I tried RSS RO once, and all the new parts at once were a little bit overwhelming. I would barely get to orbit. It's a lot to take in. Especially if you do RP1, because, like, the way it is a Kerbal Space Program is kind of like the learning curve isn't really a curve. It's more like a step, like this. So when you first start it, your big step is, well, how do I get off the ground? And once you figure that out, you're like, yay, I can play the game now. But then you hit this brick wall right here, which is, okay, how do I get in orbit? And then you figure out how you go in orbit, and you're like, yay, I can play the game now. And then you hit a brick wall, and it's like, wait, how do I get to the moon? And then you're like, yeah, I figured out how to get to the moon, or Minmus, and that's kind of how Kerbal Space Program goes. But when you play RP1, it's a little different, because it's like, okay, how do I build a ship or a rocket? And then you have this huge step where it's like, well, how do I get it off the ground? And then it's a massive step to the next one, because you have to think about fuel, pressure, the type of metal you're using, avionics, electricity, balancing, because there's no active control wheels. There's nothing to help stabilize it. It's all just physics. So you got to balance everything. It's a mess. The sad part is I enjoy the mess. I really do. But the problem I have is I don't want to sit here and play myself in circles during a stream. If I was playing off stream, I don't mind. I can put music on. I can put music on and just do whatever. Do I have different batteries? No. But when it comes to the live stream, it really gets frustrating because I want to be able to because I want to be able to jump into the live and have some forward momentum going and not have to sit here and fiddle with this crap for 3, 4, 5 hours. I would love to be able to just jump in and be like, all right, guys, this is the contract. This is what we're doing. This is where we're going. This is how we did it, and do the contract, and then do some fiddling for the next contract, maybe do the next contract, because I don't mind doing some building and fiddling. I really don't. But I would prefer it to be more productive and forward moving. I get why can't you get to the mun. I can do on regular KSP. Wait, so this is the life gravity, right? Not, yeah, this is realism. Oh, hold on, I can show you. Well, fuck it, we'll save it. I'll show you. So this is the 3 mod packs that I have is RP1, which makes this tech tree. This is RP1. The realistic progression is what it stands for. So this is RP1. And then you have, wait for it to load. This is called RSS, the real solar system. So we have Pluto, Neptune, Uranus, Saturn, Jupiter, Ceres, Vesta, Mars, Earth, Venus, and Mercury. So this mod is called RSS, the real solar system. And then on top of that, oh, go to Mars, dude. Oh, I'm just getting to orbit. Just getting to orbit. But then all the physics are tweaked by what they call the realism overhaul, which makes distance and gravities more realistic, is, I think, all that does. So, can I just throw parachutes on this? Can I just throw some parachutes on this? Can you two not blow up during takeoff? That would be swell. Alright, so let's save. Let's do a simulate. Can I show you every planet and moon? Of course I can. Let me do this simulation and then we'll go back and do that. Alright, so turn on McJeb. Hopefully everything's the same. No problem, San. Now, one of the problems is I would kind of like to play KSP RP1, the mod pack RP1, or the progression pack of RP1. No, I mean, I guess I am doing that. I was going to say, like, without the contracts, like, more of a science mode playthrough, but I think that would kind of defeat the purpose. Believe it or not, through all of my complaining right now, I am having fun doing this. I do sink quite a lot of time off camera into KSP RP1. I'm just getting frustrated because I've got other playthroughs that I do. One of them I only use for recording, because I've been trying to record another episode of. Well, it's not another episode. So one of the ideas that I had that I'm working on is sort of like a Dateline special for the RP1 pack, where I'm kind of playing like a narrator, like back in January of 1951, the Kerbal Space Center was founded in down in Florida, and the Apollo Aeronautics Space Science and Exploration Systems began research and development on rocketry and getting into space, and going through like the DART and the Ashton, and talking about like kind of like a just a documentary series, because I thought it's fun to do. I thought it would be fun to watch. I play LMP KSP because I'm too alone in normal. I play normal KSP, no mods. I'm too alone in normal KSP. I don't know what LMP is. What is LMP? LMP KSP. I've never heard of that one. Limited multiplayer? Like multiplayer? What is LMP, cool guy? I don't know what that means. I've never heard of that one. Luna multiplayer? What? What is wrong with this staging? Luna multiplayer. I've never heard of that one. I didn't know there was any multiplayer mods for KSP. PVG settings. Nope. Ascent settings. So why are we blowing through? What if I do that? Why are we blowing through that stage? Okay, what if I stop auto staging at stage 10? Would that help? Is LMP fun? I might make a... Why are we blowing through these stages like this? What is going on here? Sun settings. Support hot staging. PVG settings. Release. Stage. Spin up stage. Why is this doing this? There's nothing on here that I think should be making it stage that fast. Alright, what if I multiplayer mode, like dark multiplayer, but the mod has since died since Luna multiplayer. Luna multiplayer is fun because of KSP physics. Does it need a strong PC? Not that I know of. How do you deal with time warping, though? Like, if one person wants to time warp and another person doesn't, how do you deal with that? Let's just turn off auto stage altogether, I guess. Engage autopilot. Okay, so what if I just handle the staging by myself? Because I've been talking about KSP multiplayer for a long time, but I didn't even know there was a mod for it. Like, I don't know how does that even work, man. You're blowing my mind here, cool guy. I'm thoroughly mind blown that there's a multiplayer KSP. Because I would love to get as many of you guys in on a multiplayer as we could and do a space race. That would be fun to me. But that's what the part that I'm like having a hard time with is if you play KSP without time warp, it would take literal days to get to like the moon. Multiplayer called subspace, where everyone is in a separate subspace unless you sync. Huh. I'm gonna have to look into that. I'll go see if there's any videos of creators making videos on it, because that's interesting. I would love to do some multiplayer KSP. I think that would make for some good content. The ICSA, International Company of Speed and Aerodynamics. Mine is asses. Apollo's Aeronautics Science and Space Exploration Service. Seconds, because I don't mind handling the staging by myself, but it's weird. I didn't change any settings at all, and McJeb still blows through those first... sometimes it blows through stages like that, and I don't understand why. Insufficient avionics? How? I didn't change the mass of it. Oh, maybe I did? Is McJeb still in control? Oh, no. No, Charlie. There it goes. So I guess I added mass that I didn't account for? We can fix that, though. It's only a simulation. I want to keep an eye on this, and I want to keep an eye on this. Luna multiplayer allows other flags and parts from mods, but you must have the mods installed to see other people's ships. That's cool, though. I mean, I always just questioned how you do KSP multiplayer, because I thought it would be cool to do a competitive multiplayer and be like, okay, this person's ahead of me, so what I want to do is I'm going to send up a rocket and deorbit their satellite to make it to where they can't have. I'm gonna sabotage their relay network and stuff like. I thought that would be a lot of fun. Okay. I need smartass. Thank you. Now, how do I get this to go away? Okay, there it is. Someone once blew up a station I made by flinging 30 relays at me. Yeah, that would be fun. I don't know where my phone is. I think that would be a lot of fun. Maybe that's something we should plan. All I'm doing now is giving it a chance to run. I'm keeping an eye on my electric charge because we might have way too much batteries for this. We need to get rid of this magnetic scan. It is not doing... It's not going to do anything for us. So yeah, we can cut that electricity down a lot. I had like 100 alerts for my front door. Okay, I have 5. Alright, so let's get rid of the magnetic scanner. We'll cut the battery power by a bit. But let's see how this does on re-entry. Bye. We might as well burn off that. How much is even left in here? Quite a bit, actually. So cutting that helium down was a good idea. Oh. Yep. So this is a fruitless idea. It's completely pointless. See what I mean, guys? We can't even get science. I genuinely don't know what to do. I really don't. Why is this suddenly so heavy? Is it because of the batteries? It's got to be because of the batteries. Oh. Oh, no fucking wonder. Why is this... There we go. I genuinely don't know what to do to fix this problem. We need science to get stuff, but we need stuff to get science. Jeb was killed in that accident. It doesn't sound like an accident. It sounds like an on purpose. Someone sabotaged you. Oh, what to do? What to do? What if we take these, take this? Oh wait, hold on. Come on. And of course now the staging is all messed up. So do that, do this, this. Okay, and then if I reroute this now, alright, hold on. Let's see what that does. Upgrade the tracking station. We can't upgrade the tracking station. We need, what was it? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think we need like 5 or 6 more science points to upgrade the tracking station. We just need a little bit more science and we can upgrade the tracking station, and that would fix some of the issues that we have right now. Why would you turn off the engine, you stupid ass? Rocket easier. Thanks, Ben. By the way, guys, if you're dropping in for the very first time, do not forget to hit that thumbs up button for me. It does so much help. It helps out the stream so much more than people realize. Come on. Why does it want to list so bad? Yeah, but Rocket doesn't seem to be working. Well, the Rocket's doing its job. It's my lack of understanding that's filling in the gaps here. I'm also curious to know... oh, that's why. Oh, I didn't turn on the essay. That's why we're having such an issue. Okay. That's alright. Well, actually, let's just do this. Whoops, that was my bad. I accidentally hit spacebar when I took my hand away from it. Alright, that was totally my bad. That wasn't the Rocket's fault. That was my fault. I literally pulled my hand back, and the keyboard is so damn touchy. Your rocket is spinning. It's spinning right round, baby, right round. Let's get rid of that. We're not going to use it. Okay. Alright, let's get ready for the next phase. Alright, so lock to prograde. Go. Now. Lock to retrograde. Okay, that scared me. I thought we were running out of electricity already. Don't tell me I'm gonna run out of helium now. Yep. I don't know what to do. We can't do shit. What the fuck experimental parts does the Ashton 6 have? I genuinely don't know how to move forward, guys. We may just be stuck. Because we can't even come back down to Earth. Maybe it's time to just go back to regular KSP for a while. Because I'm not understanding how to do this. How the hell am I supposed to get biological samples back if I can't even get back down through the atmosphere? I don't get it. I don't get it. Let's do 1, 2, 3. Where the hell's my engineering report? I just don't know what else to try. What we have to get over 140 kilometers for the science to even start. But if we go over 140 kilometers, then we can't come back down. I can't send anything up. because if we send anything up, it doesn't transmit any science back. So I feel like this is a done playthrough. We're stuck. There's nothing else we can do. I mean, we can keep doing contracts, but we're out of science. And without science, there's nothing that can be done. So, any ideas? Anybody in the chat have any ideas of how we fix this issue? I don't want the fucking alarm clock. Why is the alarm clock on? Thank you. I'm lost. We have no research. Do we not have any programs going? Oh yeah, we do. I'm stupid. This doesn't give us anything. Can you break atmosphere? Can I break atmosphere? What do you mean? Like, get above it? Yeah. I don't understand though, Luke. We can break atmosphere, send a satellite up. No rockets, just Coke can and a dish. We don't have any dishes. That's the problem. So the issue with your plan is we need this tech node in order to get the satellites. This is what gives us all of our relays and antennas and everything that we need. In order to get it, we need 8 science. 6, 7, 8. So we need 2.8 science to get this. If we can just get 2.8 science, we'll be fine. Problem solved. So hold on. Maybe I want to try something. Let's try something. Give me my McJeb. Thank you. All right. Ascent guidance. Okay, so current, prime vector. Let's do 150. Whoops, what did I just do? 150, flight angle 0. Ascent settings, let's just double check. Okay. Engage autopilot. Wait. Stop auto staging. Or maybe we don't do auto staging. Let's just turn off auto staging. Okay. Let's see something. I think I have an idea, which is dangerous. I'm not saying that it'll work. Wait, hold on. Before we get too far into this. Okay, it's turned on. I just wanted to make sure that was on. What? Don't scream, don't scream, don't scream. And here we go with this shit again. Oh my god, I don't know. I don't understand why the fuck McJeb is doing this shit all of a sudden. Simulate. Is it because hot staging? Engage autopilot. I already done fucked up. Hold on. Hold on. Target apoapsis. I want 150 by 150. Okay, engage autopilot. Okay. Eventually we'll figure this out. And how are we already out of communication range? Get rid of that. Does deploying it do anything? So we'll get 0.7 science, if this even works. Which it won't. We're still going to be going too fast. Yep, I think it's time to go back to regular KSP for a while. Yeah, I wish I could, Luke. I don't. We don't have any dishes to put on it. We need more science. I want to believe that the Ashton is the answer to this question. What about this one? What is this one? Don't we have an Ashton with biological samples already attached? Whoops. What is this? Oh, that's sounding payload, I think. No, that's helium. Okay. I want to believe that the Ashton is the answer to this question, because we did biological samples. No problem. See, I wish you could just lock it on a fucking target here. That would make life so much easier. Just click a button, and this is where it stays. Okay. Let's see what this gets us. And if it survives. Now, if it survives, I mean, we'll have to launch like 6 of these. Well, maybe not 6. Hold on. Let's see what it comes out with. Because we need, what, 3 science? 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I think we need like 3 science. So we might have to launch 3 of them. Maybe 4 or 5, because I don't think that was quite at 0.8. So let's see if this survives. And look at the Ashton's coming in to save the day, possibly. Maybe. Nope. Nope, sure didn't. All right. I think at this point, the 2 choices we have is either start over or just abandon RP1 and come back some other time. Because I have no idea what else to do. I have no idea how to fix this. I'm about just over this game. I'm so over it. Why are the propellants fucking 0G when the rest of the goddamn craft isn't 0G? We're still moving forward. got plenty of helium. Test Aptol, thanks for dropping in, dude. Your test is complete and it works. Thank you so much for saying hey. We are at the breaking point with RP1. If you're brand new, we are attempting to play KSP RP1, and apparently I am not smart enough for this. Where's smartass? But we backed ourselves into a pretty harsh corner where we need science in order to unlock parts. And we need parts in order to get science. It's a pretty nasty corner to be in, man. It's really getting frustrating, and I'm on the very edge of just saying I'm over it. Okay. So, are we locked to the retrograde yet? Almost. Alright, so what we're trying to do here is we're trying to gather this biological sample, which has about half a science point in it. Okay, that slowed us down a lot. Let's see if we can survive entry now. Sometimes difficult problems require creative solutions. Now watch. We're doing all this, and we probably don't even have a launch complex that can build the Ashton again, because we upgraded, remember? There's main chute, so we know this'll work. We just have to be very, very creative with it. So the only thing I want to do, though, I want to put those up there, so that way they're there. We can use those. Save. Plans, add to plans. New launch complex. Build. Oh, wait. It already exists? Wait, stop. Wait, what do we need? Somewhere. What? New launch complex? Bill. Oh, it's because of the name. Okay. Plans 3.24. Wait, let's just make sure this is the right one. Yep, acknowledged. Got it. All right, thank you. All right. Construction. Warp to completion. Okay, plans. Integration. We need to manage staff. So that's Launch Complex 5. Engineers. Whoops. Left control. Hey, the Jester's ready for rollout. Let's start that rollout. Left shift. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. So it's March. So that'll be ready in 72 days. All right, let's get a contract done before we lose our frickin' mind. All right, now for this launch, we are going for a downrange contract. So we're going to let Jeb do this. Hopefully he doesn't fuck it up. Okay. Gauge autopilot. Let's get that contract back up. Did I even put science in this? Yeah, but it's not gonna matter. Now, as long as everything goes right, this contract should be an easy peasy done and sleazy. Come on, baby, Go, baby, go. This should be an easy contract for the Jester to get. Yeah, because my original hopes for this was that once we could get to orbit, we could just start launching science vessels into orbit back to back to back, and we would have all the science in the world to fix everything and catch back up to where we're supposed to be. I did not realize, or did I know, that we wouldn't have communications below 200K. That's just insanity to me. I can understand completely. F it. I'm fed up of people lying to me, then going to bed. Good journey. What? Alright, whatever, dude. Go, baby, go. We did experience a engine failure right there, but hopefully it's not catastrophic. It's looking good so far. There we go. Is this doing science? It is actually doing some science. Holy bejesus. And of course, we don't have signal now. And contract completed. All right. I want to see how much science this is going to get. Alright, contract completed. So that's a plus for the day. Where is Earth? Oh, it's right here. And we lost batteries, so that's okay, though. We knew that was going to happen. All right, back to the Space Center. All right. We got no science for that. Alright, now let's just get that out of the way now. Okay, we'll check out another contract. First scientific satellite. And this is where we're going to be stuck now. Oh, that's a polar orbit satellite. I'm not sure if we can even do that. And it must be 14 days worth of electric charge. Jeez, I don't think we can pull that off either. So the problem with this one is going to be 1 day's worth of science. Let's do F5. We're at save 20. Let's roll this out. I think we'll do this and then get off for the day. I'm going to make a decision this week as to whether or not we continue this series. Neither one of these is going to be helpful, but the Delta V is a little helpful. Okay, that one. So we decouple, we launch this, then we launch that. This can go at the same time as that. Then we decouple, then we decouple, then we decouple. Okay. I really don't know how this gets so messed up all the time. If there's anybody left in the chat, I do appreciate you stopping by. Make sure you do me a favor and hit that thumbs up button. Let me know in the comments below if you feel like we're wasting our time on this. Because I'm stuck. I don't want to admit defeat, but I think I made too many early game mistakes, and I don't know if we're going to be able to save it. I think we spent entirely too long not gathering science. M. Is M for maybe, Kerbal? Well, just like I'm stuck between, I kind of want to just, if we're stuck on this playthrough and there's no way to save it, I'm stuck between the decision of going back to regular KSP for a little while and enjoying ourselves, going back to having some fun, or do I just try this again? Because the problem I have is my pride. My pride as a gamer. I don't want to admit that this game beat me. Alright, now we gotta do... What if I do these on the same one? And then eliminate that one. Ugh, that's not happening. I forget you gotta let that SRB burn a little bit before you clutch it. Now we get to do this all over again. So that's that. Then this, right? Yep. And then this and then this. Okay. Because everything's telling me that I need to restart. I need to restart. I need to spend much more time gathering science. But the problem is every time I restart on off-stream stuff, I do gather science. Like, I gather every piece of science I'm able to get. Maybe I'm just not spending it right? I really don't know. I'm either not gathering it properly or I'm not spending it properly. I'm not sure which one is the issue here. Okay, now I should be able to put these two on the same one. So that's better. That's what we needed. I don't know what exploded, but whatever, dude. Save that, because we do have gimbaling on this, so we don't need those just yet. Now, there's no contract associated with this. All we're doing is trying to gather science. Really need that apoapsis to go a little bit higher. A little bit higher, a little bit faster. I'd like to hit 140 before we use the SRBs. That's better. We need smartass. Oh, smartass is in charge, that's why. I'd like to hit 140. I bet you would. I bet you would hit 140. I bet you could if you wanted to, Taz. I'm also going to tell your wife that you called her 140. Because no matter how you spin that, it's not good for you. What's SO? Oh. That's a sounding payload. Whatever, yo. One of these days when I'm rich and famous, I'm gonna make a plushie doll of Taz Jax, and when you squeeze its belly, it's gonna say, "Psh, whatever, yo. Psh, whatever, yo. Psh, whatever, yo." Alright, that's all of our helium. We should be good for a safe landing. I'm gonna make it a shirt in my merch stores. Dude, you should. Psh, that's the catchphrase. Whatever, yo. Psh, you gotta add the psh, though. You can't have it without the psh. That little nitrous purge you got. Have you played Species Unknown with the new monster yet? No, I haven't. I've been really trying to figure this out, dude. Like I said, I'm like a cunt hair away from just saying I'm over this. Admitting that I'm not smart enough to play this game. Like, so close. I've been playing a lot of Windrose. That's been my main addiction outside of KSP. I've been playing, doing Halo recordings and Star Wars recordings. I don't know how much of the story in Star Wars that I have left. Finished God of War. I don't own God of War anymore. Maybe if you ever finish The Forest, maybe I'll finish God of War. I don't even know what time it is right now. 12:19. Now, the other question I have about this is if I send these payloads up and they gather the science, but they don't transmit the science, if I bring them back down, do I get the science that they didn't transmit, or do they have to transmit the science? He said, let's go right now. Alright, let's recover. I have to do this like 10 times. That one only made me do it twice. Not too mad about that. 5.6 science. We got 0.2 science from that. That's disappointing. Alright, Tweaky, thanks for dropping in, homie. Try to get some sleep, man. I hope you have some good sleep, too. Whoops. Configure experiments. If I do none, and do... I don't know what sample capacity means. Alright, so first thing is, let's take that out. Fill with helium on that. And there's one more thing I'm curious about. I'm going to do one more because I want to see something. Maybe I'm just going to stack up biological samples, because if this works, it's going to be stupid. But if it works... Oh, great. Yeah, I forgot the stupid staging. So this goes, then this goes, then that goes, then... Wait, hold on. Then this goes on here. And this goes here. I think that's how I just did it. Oh. Alright, so yeah, that won't work. Alright. You can only have one at a time. Alright, I'm gonna be off here then. I'm so sorry, you guys. I thought I had everything figured out. I'm just not sure that I'm smart enough for this game. Honestly. As much as I hate to admit defeat, I'm not sure what else there is to do. Dude, I have like 40 years before I can build Tazjaks. Okay. Decouple. Wait, what's this one? Okay. Decouple. I'm just stuck, dude, because I don't want to abandon the game. I just can't wrap my head around how this is supposed to work. I put my science points in all of the places that I thought I would need to get more science. But now I can't get any damn science. Hello, human! Have you tried flying directly into the sun? I can't go directly into the sun. We don't have nothing that strong. How's it going, human? Thanks for dropping in. Dude, we are having a rough time in this one. We are having a really rough time. Indeed. Yeah, I think we're going to get 0.2 science per trip on this at this rate. Ugh. And we can't put multiples on. Oh my goodness, I don't know what to do here. I'm going to have to make some decisions. Hey, we're landing almost exactly back at the KSC. Oh, I can do that. I can drop a bomb anywhere along my flight path. We can do orbits. The problem is none of our orbits matter a whole lot. I would really like to know what science I have on board this thing. guess. Am I not fucking time warping? No, jeez. Jeez, oh Pete's. Cheese and crackers. By the way, if you guys aren't dropping in for the very first time, don't forget to hit the like button. Let your voices be heard in the comments. Do you think we should restart RP1? Or maybe take a break from RP1 and go back to regular Kerbal for a while? Or just take a break from Kerbal altogether? Always an option. I hit the like button twice. Hey, we got 0.3 science that time. I don't know if there's really a point in building another jester right now. Thank you, Luke. If you guys want, so I gotta now. I know it's up to me because every time I ask, everybody says it's up to you. But do you guys think it would be better to continue right now and see if we can't course correct, or load a previous save file back to the early days, or just start over and try to take everything we've learned up to this point and do better on another run? Because I know it's up to me ultimately, and I do know that, but I'm stuck on what decision to make. Because I mean, we're doing really good on any other aspect. Like, we have plenty of money, we have pretty good reputation gain. We're just lacking in the science. That's all we're lacking right now, is that science. I want you to fight to the death on this one. Fair enough. I can absolutely do that. Whoops, come on. I pushed the wrong button on the remote. I'll keep going as long as someone's interested. I do not mind whatsoever. I think we hit 10 likes. I'm not sure. Less stressful. I don't know what that means. What does less stressful mean? Because while in space near Earth. Why does... I'm so confused as to the value thing. What is the value thing? Is it completed once it's full? Because it looks like full value, and then as... Hold on. Biological samples. Maybe I'm reading this wrong. Because I always thought once it fills up... Because this has no data value. And this has 0.71. But this has 16 science, and this has 19. This one's full, and this one's not. This is at 0.87. Alright, hold on a second. So, help me remember 0.87. Can someone type in the chat? 0.87. We already saved it, so I'm going to do a little experiment. 0.87. We're going to see if that changes. Whoops. 0.87, 0.87, 0.87. We're going to see if that changes at all. More C4. 0.87. 0.87. And I have to fix this again, because I'm too smooth-brained to fix it properly. Why is there two decouplers here? There's a hollow interchange. And a decoupler. Oh, the decoupler's up there. Silly goose. Alright, I think that's accurate. Alright, 0.87. So we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to go straight up and straight back down. Alright, and then over here... Oh, wait, well, let's wait till we're coming back. There we go. I messed up. I was time warping when I tried to do that, but it still worked, I think. We're going nice and slow. 0.87. Yeah, they've done a few. It's a continuous mission. Each time you reach 0.87 science, you will get a reward. I didn't know that. Well, that's weird. That's a really weird way to do it. It's a really weird way to do that. Come on, dude. This takes so long. The end is nigh. The end is nigh. All is lost. At this rate, we're not going to get to the moon until 1990. All right, 6.1 science. So now what does it say now? Biological sample 0.86. And the last one was 0.87, right? So 0.86. Wait, what was the other one? 0.87, yeah. So we got 0.01 of the data value? Is that how I'm reading that? I'm wondering if I'm reading that correctly. Because if I understand this right, this would be what's left to get. This is the value that we've gotten out of it, and that's the science that it's worth. If I'm understanding it correctly. But magnetic scan, mass spectrometry from the upper atmosphere. Holy but Jesus, look at that. Wonder what altitude the upper atmosphere is considered. Probably like between 140 probably down to what, 170, something like that. There's still quite a bit of photography to do. I don't know what RPWS means. From an Earth, oceans, Earth's surface. I don't know what RPWS means. Surface analysis. I haven't done any of this. Surface samples. Deep surface samples. Telemetry analysis. I wonder if this is just locked, maybe? That's confounding me. I might do some Googling and see if I can't get a better grasp of this. Chat. You need a camera mounted on the hull. Yeah. Yeah, so it's a continuous contract. Anytime you get 0.87 science, the company gives you a reward. Huh. So, 0.86. I'm gonna look into it more. One more and then I'm done for the day. Last one, guys. So if you're dropping in for the first time, we're going to be shutting her down here just as shortly. Just as surely as the sun sets. This goes up here. this and this down here. I'm just so confused how the numbers work. Like, what percentage of data equals 1 science point? Because if I'm not mistaken, in regular KSP, if you gather one science, it's a 1 science. It's a 1-to-1 ratio. If I go up and do 1 crew report, and that crew report is worth 1 science, then I bring home 1 science. Or am I wrong on that too? Now I have so many questions. Alright, so now we're collecting science. I just want to see. You need a camera mounted on the hull. Yeah. Maybe you're not wrong. Maybe we should throw a camera on the next one. Because, I mean, that would get us... It should get us science, right? I'm just so disappointed that I can't just throw something up into orbit with a camera or a biosample, let it do an orbit, and then bring it back down. Because letting it stay up there for 5 or 6 hours would solve a great deal of our problems right now. I almost forgot to deploy the parachutes. That would have been funny. Not like, haha funny, but, you know, haha funny. But we are going to be jumping off right after this. I just wanted to see. We did 3 launches, and I want to see how much science we get for those 3 launches. Yeah. We can definitely mount cameras on it. I was under the impression that I got all the photography, but I was wrong. All right, 6.5 science. So we need 1.5 science more. Yeah, because we can put a camera on there. That's no problem. You know what else? Oh, hold on. You know what else we're gonna do right now? Wait, no, this one. I think 3 more would do it. But that's where we're going to leave it for today, guys. I got to jump off. We put a camera on. Hopefully that'll net us a couple more science. Actually, you know what? I lied. I'm going to do one last one. Because I just want to see if that camera will get us the extra science we need. Last one. Very last one. Promise. Yep, we just put the camera on. We just put the camera on, and I just want to do a quick test to see what it will do for us. Should probably turn it on, though. Might be helpful. Maybe we're a little top heavy. That's alright. We should still be safe. At least we pushed it out away from the KSC. Luke, I appreciate you giving me that idea, dude. Apollo, forgive me, but if we can mount a whole TV station on that bird and it flies, we're good. We just did. We just did. And I do appreciate it, dude. I get so frustrated that I don't think of stuff like that. Like, that's a whole nother bit of science we're getting now. And science is what we need the most. Come on. I hate this slow-ass time warp. Exactly. And what I could end up doing is I could revert to a previous save, because we do have like 20 saves on this file. I could potentially revert to a previous save and just do this exact same thing that we're doing now. Just pull the Ashton out of retirement, clean off the mothballs, throw on the biosample and whatever, just load it up with every science we could possibly get, and just start launching them back to back to back to back for, you know, however fast we can build them. That's how fast we'll launch them. I could even save time by building multiple launch complexes and just having three launch complexes. We should be theoretically able to launch one every month or two. Look at that. See, Luke, oh my god, dude, I appreciate you. I know sometimes you don't feel like I do, but I really do. Because now, look. Long-range communication. Boom. Yeah, look how far behind we are. We're like so far behind. That's alright. Research. How long will it take to be done? That'll be 1967. Oh, it's going to be done this year. January. Yeah. Yep, we need that like 10 years ago. So we're going to leave it there for the day, guys. I do appreciate you guys for stopping out. If Jeb could do it for you, then your auto landing. Dude, I know there's a way to do it. I got to research how to do it. But I appreciate everybody for stopping in and dropping by. Luke, thank you for the idea. What I'll do is off stream, I'll do a load, because look at this. First of all, this is number 21. So I'm wondering if I go all the way back to 1954, 1953. That's November of 1953. I might see about it. I might just go back and tinker and see if I can get us a little bit further ahead. Because it'll be the same contracts, the same rockets, everything will be the same. But if I could get to this point that we're at in 1957, we would be so much better off. But I'll do the tinkering, I'll come up with an answer, and then next Saturday I'll have the answer for you. Because tomorrow I think we're going to do Subnautica some more. Depends. I got to see what's going on tomorrow. But everything should be good. So, I'll see you on the flip side, Broham. You guys have a good one. I hope I see y'all tomorrow.